Hello everyone, it's Jessica Coulter with Ace Cookie Tutoring. Today we're going to be talking about commonly misused words. So if you are an adult and you've heard someone use the word effect in place of affect, we're going to talk about that and see if you were right or the other person was right. If you're a student in college or maybe even high school or younger and you have wondered how to properly use some of these words, like adverse versus averse, or lie versus lay, we're going to talk about that. So we are looking forward to talking to you all about these commonly misused words, making sure you know the definitions and how to use those. So my contractor Cynthia and I are looking forward to sharing all of this information with you. We're just going to cover a few of them. There's a whole bunch more that we won't have time for today. But if you like this PowerPoint, we would love to hear from you, and we will gladly create the next tutorial of some more misused words. So thanks so much, and just make sure you pay attention and send us any questions you might have.
Hi everybody, Cynthia here. Thanks so much for having me back, Ace Cookie Tutoring. We're going to cover some commonly misused words, and I do want to make sure you understand that we're using the most common usage. A lot of these words do have more technical ways you can use them. We're using them most commonly. Keep that in mind. The first ones we're looking at are effect and affect. Effect most often is a noun, and it is something that follows an agent or cause. So cause and effect type thing. Affect is most commonly a verb, and it's to produce an effect upon. So make sure you understand these words are closely related. Some examples to give you: an effect of winter snow in the mountains is whitewater in the spring. And then to make it as a verb, on affect, the speed of the water rapids is affected or affected by the amount of snow.
All right, so we are going to go ahead and do a quiz after each definition to make sure you understand the difference between different words. So on this question, we're going to go ahead and make sure you understood Miss Cynthia when she told you all about effect versus affect. So our question, one blink of the morning sun is a disappearance of the fog. So we have two choices, effect and affect. So think about what Cynthia just told you. Are you ready? The answer is effect. Okay, so effect is not a verb, and so we do not need a verb in this case. That is why effect is the correct answer. All right, we've got a whole bunch more to teach you before we moved on to the next set of words. Just wanted to reach out to anyone who's looking for one-on-one help. So if you would like to speak to one of us and learn how to use these words properly, or maybe you've got a paper you're working on, we would love to work with you one-on-one in person or even on Zoom. Just go to that link on your screen to schedule a lesson, acecookie-tutoring.com/book online. So thank you so much, and we hope you learn a lot from the video. We hope to see you soon.
Hi, our second set of commonly misused words are then and than. Then is an adverb, and it has to do with time. That is the key word I would want you to think about when you said then. Time. Than is a conjunction, and it is used as a function word to indicate the difference or comparison of kind, manner, or identity. That was a mouthful, so I want you to think about the most common time you probably see than is when you're doing math. Greater than and less than. It's a comparison. Our example sentences are: I went outside and then it became windy. The other one, the mountain is shorter than Mount Everest.
Are you ready for quiz number 2? Well, I sure hope you are, because here we go. The sentence is, I want to go on a walk along the trail and blank I want to go to bed. So what words did Cynthia just talk about? Hopefully you remember it's then and than. So let's think about what then means and what than means and those keywords Cynthia told you about. Are you ready? The answer is then. So then has to do with time. Than has to do with comparisons. So are we comparing anything in this sentence? The answer is no. So we want the word then and not the word than. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next words.
All right, we have another set. Averse versus adverse. Some of you are going, I didn't know they were two different words. They are, and if you're speaking, a lot of people won't even notice, but they're on paper, you'll notice the lack of that D. So let's make sure you get them right. Averse is an adjective, and it's having an active feeling of repugnance, dislike, or distaste, and it's usually used with the word to. So I am averse to something. Adverse is also an adjective, and it means opposed to one's interest, causing harm, or acting against. Think of the word adversity. It is directly related to this. Our examples: Benjamin is averse to sitting on the swing with me. What's that mean? He does not want to sit next to me. Well, I really didn't want to sit next to him either. All right. High mountain altitudes cause many people adverse reactions. People who go up into the mountains sometimes have trouble breathing. That's an adverse reaction.
All right, I hope you guys are doing great so far. I think those words Cynthia just talked about are a little tougher than some of the first words. So hopefully you're ready for this quiz. I think you're going to do a great job. Our sentence is, I am blank to heights. They scare me. So remember, we have those two words you just talked about, adverse with a D and averse without the D. So think hard. Would you be adverse or would you be averse? All right, in 3, 2, 1, the answer is averse. So if you had any trouble with that one, I would strongly recommend go back a slide and listen to what Cynthia said and make sure you understand the difference. And also just a quick side note, for any of you worried about how to use semicolons, that is something we could definitely help you with. We love to explain to people the correct way to use different punctuation marks.
All right, let's talk about further and farther. These are common ones also to mess up on, and I've done it a dozen times. So let's try and get this straight. Further is in addition, going, or extending beyond, or to help promote. Did you get that? None of that has anything to do with physical distance. Farther does have to do with distance. So at or to a greater distance or more advanced point. If we want to look at some sentences here, let's try and make sure we get this. Our examples are, have you thought any further about parasailing down the mountain? That doesn't have anything to do with physical distance. Have you thought any further? This one does. The top of the mountain is farther than it appears. Now, if you're really tired, it's going to be really far, but farther than it appears.
Here's question number 4. It is, whose voice echoed blank, the boys or the girls? Okay, we've got two choices like always, further and farther. So what was that key difference? Do you remember what further is for and what farther is for? And if you need a hint, maybe look at that picture. It's a good way to do an echo. So here's our answer. It is farther. So farther is all about distance. That's the thing Cynthia just told you. So if you missed it, go back and look at the slide more carefully and see what word she has underneath each definition. So what keyword to look out for. And another side note for you, if you see those apostrophes after the S's on boys and girls in this example, and you're wondering why it's there, we did a tutorial all about apostrophes. So if you have any questions, just feel free to go to YouTube and look up Ace Cookie Tutoring apostrophes, or go to our tutorials page on our website. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Hey guys, Jessica again. I hope you are learning a lot from the video. Just want to let you know, if you're looking for some other homework help, maybe English is not your worst subject, maybe you need more help with science or math, just want to let you know there are other videos that we've created and other free resources. So if you're looking to get some homework help without spending a lot of money, just go to that link on your screen, acecookie-tutoring.com/tutorial. And if you're loving this video, we would love it if you would leave a comment or maybe even share this video with someone that could help. And feel free to leave a comment with the next tutorial subject you'd like to see. So thanks so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. How about wonder versus wander? Do you ever get those two confused? Wonder is a cause of astonishment or admiration, to be curious or in doubt about. Exciting, amazement, or admiration. How about the wonderful world of Disney? It's a lot of wonder involved, so you're supposed to be excited, amazed, astonished. If you wander, W-A-N-D-E-R, you move about without a fixed course, or an aim, or goal. Maybe you ramble or meander. Wander with an A has to do with how you move. Our example sentences: I'm filled with a sense of wonder when I look at the mountain, or let's go wander in the valley.
Wow, I think Cynthia did a great job telling us all about wander versus wonder. And I love that definition that she gave us for each of those, and I love this quiz question. If you haven't read anything by J.R.R. Tolkien or seen any of the movies, you're definitely missing out. It's a great example for this question. And his quote is, "Not all those who blank are lost." Those two choices are wonder and wander. And I'm kind of giving it away, so do you see the answer on the screen? It is wander. So if you're wondering why it's wander instead of wonder, might go back and re-listen to those definitions Cynthia gave you.
Now this one can be complicated for a lot of people. Lie versus lay. Now, lie is to be or stay at rest in a horizontal position. This applies to a person, an animal, or a living thing. Lay is similar. It's to put or set down, but it's referring to an object or a non-living thing. These are both the way we're talking about right now, the act of either lie or the act of lay. So our examples: his dog, Buster, likes to lie in my lap on the porch. So that's a human, well, not a human thing, a living thing, lying on the lap. The other one, go ahead and lay your drink down on the table. You're going to lay your drink down because your drink is an inanimate object.
Okay, we're ready for quiz number 6. So we're almost done, so I hope you're hanging in there and learning a lot. This example is all about lie versus lay. So the question is, don't you want to blank under the tree? Would that be lie or lay? Now there was a major difference that Cynthia just told us about. Which one is for living things like people, animals, and which one is for inanimate objects, just things that aren't living. And once you've got that figured out, decide which one we need here. We're talking about something living or something that's not living. So in 3, 2, 1, the answer is lie, because we're saying don't you, so you refers to a person. All right, guys, hope you got that one right. We have just one more quiz to go. All right, I hope you're still enjoying the video and learned a lot. I know that there are more commonly misused words out there than we could ever possibly hope to cover in this video. The video would just get way too long. So if you're working on a paper and you're worried about using these particular words correctly, or maybe you have some other concerns about your paper, we'd love to help you. We do offer a outline that you can purchase on our website. It walks you through every single step, whether you need some help with the introduction, or you just don't know how to write a thesis statement, or maybe you know the conclusion is where you need some help. We do offer, like I said, an outline for purchase on that link on your screen. It's at acecookie-tutoring.com/shop. So that would be a great resource for you if you wanted some help on your paper, just to know how to write it. But if you're looking for some proofreading, we do that too, and that would be on the book a lesson link. So thanks so much, and we'll talk to you in the next video.
Hi everybody. I'm going to read this long scary slide to you to get some information to you, and then we'll talk about it quickly. Number one, the things that we're comparing are cement and concrete. So cement is a powder of alumina, silica, lime, iron oxide, and magnesium oxide burned together in a kiln and finally pulverized and used as an ingredient of mortar and concrete to unite or make firm by or as if by cement. I want you to say that 4 times really fast to me. Did you get it? All right. Cement, what's really important to know is what's in the yellow. It's an ingredient of concrete. This is where people make the error. They say that cement is concrete. They are not the same thing. Cement is an ingredient of concrete. Having said that, you need to know what concrete is. So the definition for concrete: naming a real thing or class of things, to form into a solid mass, a hard, strong building material made by mixing a cementing material, such as Portland cement, and a mineral aggregate, such as sand and gravel, with sufficient water to cause the cement to set and bind the entire mass. So, concrete is a building material. Your sidewalk might be made out of concrete. It has cement in it, but the actual sidewalk is probably concrete. All right, let's finish up cement and concrete, just with our example sentences. So the first one, do you think there's enough limestone in the mountains to make cement for the path? Now remember, the cement is only part of the ingredient. The path itself will be concrete. The second one, the walking paths in the mountain are gravel, not concrete.
Congratulations! You've made it to quiz number 7. So Cynthia just told us the differences between cement and concrete. So hopefully you understood that, and that is something you will never ever say wrong again, because unfortunately it's something people do wrong all the time. Now this example is not going to be about the physical, okay? So hopefully you caught all the different definitions for both words. So the example says, in order to blank her incoherent thoughts into something publishable, Abigail went to her mountain cabin. So those 2 choices were cement and concrete. So the answer, are you ready? It is cement. Alrighty. So hopefully you caught that definition Cynthia told us about. So cement is part of concrete, but it is also all about making something into the physical, kind of gathering a bunch of different things and taking it from the abstract into reality. So you've made it through all of the quiz questions. The next one is a bonus quiz, so we hope you hang out and test your skills. If not, thank you so much for your time. I hope we have helped you out. Hope we make your writing better and we make all of your speaking better, whether it's just informally amongst friends or whether it's if you're speaking in front of a bunch of people. So feel free to check out our website with all of our other tutorials at www.acecookietoutoring.com/shop. We have tutorials and website resources available, and we would love to talk to you in person and book a lesson, and we also are offering Zoom lessons, so that would be at www.acecookietoutoring.com/book online. So thanks so much, and hang around for the bonus quiz question. Well, it's great to have you back. Thank you so much for hanging out and seeing what all you learned. So this bonus quiz combines all 7 of those different terms that Cynthia just talked about. So this is going to give you a great opportunity to make sure you really understand the differences between all of those misused words. So this time we're going to focus on number 1, which is effect or affect, and number 2, which is averse or adverse. So are you ready? Think about what those different words mean, and think about whether we need verbs, adjectives, nouns, what kind of word we'd need in this example. So are you ready? Number 1 and number 2, the answers are effect and adverse. So any questions, go back and re-listen to those differences and make sure you've got it down before we move on to numbers 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I hope you're ready to figure out number 3, 4, and 5. So far we have, I want to have a positive effect instead of an adverse one on Adam's blank project and help him get blank along blank he is currently. So our choices are, for number 3, it's cement or concrete. For number 4, it's further or farther. And number 5 is then or than. Okay, take a moment and decide which one it is for each of those answer choices. So number 3, is it cement or concrete? Further or farther for number 4, or then or than for number 5. All right, here we go. The answers are concrete for number 3, further for number 4, and than for number 5. All right, 2 more to go. If you're not ready, take a moment and think about why we chose the answer choices we did, and any questions, again, go back and re-look up the differences between the different choices. Okay, let's look at number 6 and 7. We're almost done with this bonus quiz, so I hope you're excited to figure out numbers 6 and 7. So far we have, I want to have a positive effect instead of an adverse one on Adam's concrete project and help him get further along than he is currently. But I have a bad habit of blank for number 6, the hardware store, and then blank for number 7, down on the swing when I get home. So our choices are number 6, wandering or wondering, number 7, lying or laying. So think about the differences between wander and wonder, and lying and laying. Okay, here we go. For number 6 and number 7, we have wandering for number 6 and lying for number 7. Alrighty guys, we figured out the bonus quiz. So on the next slide, we're going to look at it all together. Well, great job. We figured out the bonus quiz. We figured out all of the answers for questions 1 through 7, and we've learned how to use all of those misused words correctly. So just in case you missed it, the final answer is, I want to have a positive effect instead of an adverse one on Adam's concrete project and help him get further along than he is currently. But I have a bad habit of wandering the hardware store and then lying down on a swing when I get home. So if you have any other questions, here is a quick overview. So effect, we use that instead of affect because we're not performing any actions, so we don't need a verb. Adverse, because of the fact that we don't have an aversion. That's an easy way to check. Okay, so adverse, we don't want to have a negative reaction or cause something negative to Adam. We're doing a concrete project instead of cement project, because remember, cement is part of concrete. It's an ingredient. Further instead of farther, because farther has to do with distance, a physical distance, remember. So we're not measuring anything here. Than instead of then, because than is comparing. So we're comparing to where he is now to where he wants to be on his project. And then we have wandering instead of wondering, because wander has to do with movement, remember? So we're in the hardware store, we're walking around aimlessly. So that's why it's wandering. And finally, lying instead of laying, because of the fact we are alive, we're a person. So people lie, people do not lay. So any other questions, feel free to email us or go to our website and submit a form there. And we'd love to tell you all about why it's wandering with an ing and lying with an ing in case you are curious about that. So thanks so much, guys. Well, that is everything we have for you. So thank you so much for your time. I hope you learned a great deal and are going to write beautiful words and speak beautiful words. And I hope you now know the correct way to use a lot of those different misused words. If you have any other questions or maybe want some help with a writing assignment or want to double check that you understand everything we just told you, feel free to book a lesson online at www.acecookie-tutoring.com/book online. Either Cynthia or myself would love to work with you. And also just know we are creating more and more tutorials. They'll be on our website at www.acecookie-tutoring.com/shop, as well as some great resources that you can purchase that would go along with this and give you some extra practice. And last but not least, you know we have an email list. So if you'd love to find out about our monthly special and get the monthly newsletter in your inbox, just sign up for our email list by going to acecookie-tutoring@gmail.com. Just send us an email that says you're interested and we'll get that to you right away. So thank you so much for your time. Hope you learned a great deal and had a good time.